In this review, I'm going to talk a little bit about owning this Nomatic Travel Pack for the last 6 months, so stay tuned. Hi, this is Andrew from T is for Tech, and today I just wanted to take a little bit of time to do a more long-term review. This is about a 6-month review on this Nomatic backpack. This is not just the normal backpack. This one expands out with the zipper and gives you some extra capacity for if you were going to travel or something like that, or go on a day trip or something where you wanted to pack a little bit more in the bag itself. So I just wanted to kind of go over this. I've been carrying this basically to work pretty much every day, you know, like I said, for the last 6 months. I've used it through the Chicago winter, traveling when it's snowing and raining and all of that. And so I do have some just general feedback on the bag itself. Overall, I like it. It's really good. It's better than some of the other ones that I've used kind of on a daily basis. And I've used a few different types of bags. I've used like the 511 tactical backpack sort of thing that has a lot of those hooks and Velcro mounting system on it and that sort of thing. I've used a North Face bag that has lots of pockets and just, you know, overall a really nice bag. I like it. A little big. The one I have is just a little bit bigger than I need on a day-to-day basis. And this one, you know, I was following Nomatic from their first Kickstarter, and you know, eventually ended up getting this bag just because I thought, oh, it's pretty cool. And I thought it would serve me well. The one thing I would say right kind of off the bat, and I don't know if you can see this on the video, but this material on the front of the bag, it's kind of a, I don't even know, it's like a stiffer kind of, I don't want to say vinyl, but it almost has that kind of vinyl coating feel to it, which is water repellent and all of that. But one thing you know, and I'm careful with the bag, it gets these scratches kind of on the bag itself that don't come out. So that actually kind of sucks. I mean, I'm not so anal about it. Typically I would be, but I mean, it's a backpack. What are you going to do? You carry it around, you throw it in the back of the car, on a bus, on a train, those sorts of things when I'm commuting. So it is what it is. But that does kind of bother me that this material can get scratched so easily, and it really shows, and it just makes the bag look kind of old and worn out, and it's only 6 months old. So that I mean, that's the first thing that kind of bugs me about it. The second thing, the zippers are a little stiff still. You know, even though I use them every day, and I guess that's fine because they are kind of weather resistant. You know, just this flap with that same sort of like rubbery water resistant material. But that's one thing it's kind of a pain, especially on the front, like zipping around these corners is always kind of like a pain to do. But long story short, I mean, there's a few gripes. Like I said, this zipper action here, these zippers on the bottom, I never use these ones on the bottom because I guess, you know, the intention is that you can open up the bag, the main compartment of the bag with those zippers. But I never open it that way because I'm never trying to access stuff at the bottom of the bag. So every once in a while, these things kind of creep up, and then it's a little bit open. So I always have to keep pulling these things down. But then again, I mean, you know, it's really nice. I like the fact that it has these kind of flexible side things for, you know, water bottles or whatever else you kind of want to jam in there. They're magnetized, so it does stay closed. Kind of once you flip it there. It's nice that those are on both sides. You can see that. The one thing also that, you know, I like is this pocket on the back. There's kind of like this hidden pocket on the back where you can kind of stick something in, and I usually keep like a spare little wallet with some extra dollar bills and some quarters and stuff in case I need those for vending machines or whatever. this is nice. It's a little tight for my hands. So if it's not as bad now that I have this wallet in there, but I mean, when stuff would fall to the bottom before, my hand's too big to actually get in there. So if this pocket was maybe, I don't even know if they could do it because it's right in the center of the backpack where they have that Velcro. But if it was an inch wider, I'd have an easier time getting my hand in there. So that's just another thing that's kind of annoyed me on a not on a day-to-day basis, because I don't always stick my hands in there, but you know, that's one thing that kind of bugs me. One of the things that I had originally liked, and I'm kind of just griping here first before I talk about the good points, I guess. One of the things I originally thought I would like about this bag is the fact that you can stow away the, you know, the back straps, right? If I can get this undone. But basically, you know, the bag is made in a way that you can kind of shove these in, clip this down, and then just kind of carry it by the handle or carry it by one of the side handles, because it has side handles on either side of the bag. So it's more like a briefcase thing without the big, without these hanging out all over the place. I've used it once. So what I thought would be really awesome, and I would use it all the time, you know, I've really only done that once. And that was when I also had some other stuff that I was carrying, and I didn't want these, you know, things hanging out all over the place. But I mean, that's just, yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion, I guess. So I mean, it's nice to be able to stow them. Maybe if I was, yeah, I don't really know the situation I would use them. Just the way that my bag is filled with stuff too, holding it by these side handles isn't very comfortable, because I got a lot of stuff in here. So it's kind of like off balance anyways. It's harder to hold. So I would really only hold it like this, and if I'm holding it by the top handle, it doesn't really bother me that the straps are there, because I'm usually going to carry it by the straps. Yeah, so that's kind of the deal. So what's in the bag, I guess? So for me, you know, I kind of have a lot of stuff in here. So right here on this front pocket, and I don't know if you guys can see this or not. It's going to be hard to just show. In this front pocket, there's a zipper here. This is RFID safe. So if you have passport or some other things that you want to kind of keep from being scanned by an RFID scanner, you can put them in here. Usually what I end up using this for is just like to toss my keys in there or something else if I need to get to them. Like say for instance, I'm going downtown Chicago, I park my car in the parking lot, I get on the Metro train, you know, I'll lose my keys, keep them in my pocket and all that stuff, so I usually just shove them in here because it's the quickest, easiest zippered compartment to get to when I'm kind of trying to get on the train and all that stuff. So kind of through here, you know, and you can look on their website to see really all the pockets and all that stuff. But there's this zipper pocket here in the back, and I just kind of use it to store some stuff like a microfiber cloth, and that's basically all that's in there right now. And then I have some stuff, so I have some screen cleaner, kind of just a pocket knife, you know, whatever. If you need to open something or you need something or you need a flashlight, this one has a little built-in flashlight, so I just kind of keep this everyday carry kind of stuff that I just want to always have with me. I have a pocket knife, I have a night core flashlight, which is a really, battery's dead, which is a good thing. I gotta charge that, I guess. But flashlight, a couple pens, that sort of thing. I have another microfiber cloth kind of here at the bottom, jammed in there in case I need that. But then I carry my MacBook charger kind of down here in this front pocket, so it's kind of easily accessible because I'm always grabbing for that. And then in these containers here, these like little mesh pockets, you know, I have some different cables for connecting to the phone or whatever. I've got some business cards in here. People ask for business cards. I carry my mouse that I use kind of in this top pocket here. And then beard comb in case I need to fix my beard. a little ID dongle. When I go to one of my offices, I got to wear my ID out, so I keep that kind of in there too. So that's really what I keep in the front pocket, right? So things I need to get to all the time. So my mouse, my charger, maybe some iPhone cables and dongles and things like that. Business cards, like I said. And that's usually what I keep in here. And then even if this, I mean, that's not all you can fit in there. So, I mean, sometimes I have some stuff and I just toss it in there if I need to carry some stuff on the way home. But usually that's about all I use, or that's all I keep in there. This top pocket, which is nice, I don't know if you guys saw that. It has kind of like a soft microfiber-ish lining. Usually keep one of my phones in there. So I have two phones, one for work, one for personal. And this is Galaxy Note 9, which is my personal. I usually keep in my pocket, but I usually keep my work phone kind of in this top compartment so that I don't have to carry them both all the time on me. But that's nice because you can just kind of toss it in there. And then I usually have a set of headphones, or these are Apple EarPods, also in there with my phone, and then some Tylenol. Because I often need Tylenol for whatever reason. I have lots of headaches. Maybe that's my job, I don't know. But yeah, so it's at the ready right here on the top if I need a Tylenol. So that kind of rounds out the front side of this. It's basically this main compartment and the top compartment. And I hope that I'm not really messing up this lavalier when I'm moving this thing around. So then you basically go into the main compartment here. And what's kind of cool with the main compartment, and I'm sure if you're looking at Nomatic stuff, you probably already saw this. There's a pass-through here, a cord pass-through. So if you had devices on one side of the bag that you need to charge or something like that, if you have a battery backup, battery bank in here, you can run cords around, which is just kind of nice. And I've done it on occasion. Yeah, so here's the inside of this. Double check you can see this. On the inside, there's a couple zippered mesh pockets here. Here I keep my Anker PowerCore 13,000 battery bank, which is definitely something good to have just in general, right, with you at all times. I have it all with me at all times. I did a review on this and an unboxing, so if you're interested in that, I mean, it's super lightweight, and what I really like is that it is lightweight, it's small, and it fits nice in this bag. So I keep that there on the top. On the bottom, got a wallet with less used things that I kind of sometimes need on a daily basis, but that doesn't bother me that I have to dig for them. So that's kind of there. In this main compartment, there's a few mesh pockets on the side here. I don't know if you can see those very good. I don't have anything. What do I do? Yeah, I don't really have anything in this this pocket at the bottom, but on this side I keep my, I guess I'll take all this stuff out. I keep my the longer cord for my MacBook charger kind of just tied up, and I keep that in this side and the bottom. And also in here, I don't know if you guys know this, that there is a Nomatic keychain sort of thing that they have in here that you can kind of get to from the side of the bag when you open it up. And I didn't even know this was loose, I guess, but I don't use this that often because I don't keep my keys down here. So I didn't even know that they came loose. Okay. Yeah, I don't use that often at all because it is kind of, it's a good idea, I guess, but it's hard to get to, in my opinion, with all the stuff I have in here. So MacBook charger kind of on that side. At the bottom of the bag, I keep some other stuff. I don't know when I'll ever need it, but I keep some paracord and a climbing D-ring thing here. Yeah, I don't know why I have that. Sometimes I've used this in the past where I went to like a bathroom and I had to go to the bathroom and there was no place to put my bag, and I don't want to put my bag like on the floor, so I actually used the D-hook ring on the top and I just hooked it over to something. So debatable on whether that's useful or not, but I have a couple things there. So paracord in that just in case, who knows, whatever. I keep a umbrella kind of at the bottom of this in case I'm traveling somewhere and I need an umbrella. I also have a rain jacket, just a lightweight waterproof rain jacket that I keep at the bottom here. Again, this is just more like if I was stuck somewhere downtown, and mostly, like I said, I travel downtown Chicago for work, and if I get stuck in rain and I have to walk to the train or I have to walk to the office, so I just kind of keep that down there as an emergency at the bottom of the bag. Here I just have a moleskin notebook, and then I have kind of like the all-in-one, little tech bag pack thing where I have, another microfiber cloth, a little short power adapter, USB things, whatever, a bunch of stuff for my Mac. Little pocket knife, screws, some screwdrivers in case I need, I don't know what. So I kind of keep those in there, and this keeps it, kind of nice and contained, a bit of tech stuff. And so that's usually in the middle of the bag. Also, sometimes I carry my Bose headphones. They also will fit kind of in this main compartment. But sometimes I don't carry them. They actually need to be charged. That's why they're not in there right now. But those will fit. And then on the side pockets here at the top, I have a pair of sunglasses in the case on the one side. On the other side, I have glasses I'm supposed to wear when I'm at a computer and I never end up wearing. But I keep those in there as well. So glasses, stuff. And then too, I don't know if you can see, this does have this mesh liner, so if you do expand it out and you have some clothes and other things that are in between this middle section, you can kind of keep those separated from the main compartment. Well, like I said, I don't really use that much unless I'm traveling. On a day-to-day basis, I'm just kind of using it as a backpack. But it's nice to have the flexibility to kind of expand it into having a little bit more capacity. So that's kind of the center of the bag. And there's a couple things here, like for instance, I guess I'll zip this out. So as you can see, this expands out, a good, I don't know, whatever, 3.5 inches or so. And then, you can unzip this and get at the bag this way. And I don't know if you can see this, but that's how that center section works. And if you're more interested in that, you can look at the Nomatic website. I mean, they kind of show how it all works. Like I said, but me personally, on a normal day-to-day basis, I don't use that feature. But it's nice to be able to expand it up and be able to pack more stuff in here. I did take this on a one-day trip to Miami for work, where I didn't want to bring anything but a carry-on. And I was able to kind of put basically put a different shirt and some underwear and that sort of thing in there, so I wouldn't have to take a carry-on bag on the airplane, and it worked in that way. So it is a little hard to get this zipped back up when you have it full of stuff. But so that's that center section. Again, expandable for traveling and that sort of thing. And then the back side of this has some more pockets, right? So it has pocket here that I usually keep, well, there's nothing in it, but I usually keep papers or that sort of thing in like a folder slipped in there. There's an iPad pocket here sort of thing. My problem is I have the iPad Pro, which is the big one. It doesn't quite fit in this thing, but I still slide it in between this back piece and this piece. But there is an iPad pocket, and then basically a compartment for your laptop. So this is MacBook Pro, 15-inch, 2017 model, end of 2017. I don't think it's a 2018. 2017 model, and that fits nicely kind of right here in the sleeve. I don't use the Velcro thing that hooks over it. I don't know if you can see that, this thing. There's a Velcro hook. I don't use that because the laptop's not falling out, and usually I just unzip the top of the bag and pull it out. I don't want to screw around with this Velcro thing, so that's not a problem. I do like the fact that when the laptop is in there, I don't know if you can see, there is a gap between the laptop and the bottom of the bag, so when you put the bag down, the laptop doesn't bang on the ground. And that's one thing in a couple other bags I've had where the laptop fits all the way down to the bottom of the bag, and if you drop it or hit it on a hard floor, you're constantly banging your laptop. From what I've seen is that this keeps it just enough off the bottom that it doesn't hit. So that's my experience, which is good. So yeah, and then basically that's, everybody, and I hate when they do this because all these bag manufacturers say that these are TSA compliant and, oh, you can just open your bag up and put it through the scanner. I've not been on one flight where they allowed me to just leave this in the bag, so I don't know why everybody keeps saying like TSA compliant when the TSA doesn't actually allow it, right? So I always have to take my laptop out if I'm going through regular security lines. Obviously, if you're TSA pre-check, or I don't know, at least in the US, that's what they do, TSA pre-check. You can just leave everything in your bag and you don't have to go through, which luckily I travel enough that I have that, so I don't have to even take my stuff out of the bag. But again, it's back to the like, I don't know why they call that TSA compliant, whatever. And to be honest, I never open this really up like this. On a day-to-day basis, you know, I get to work, I put my bag down, I unzip this top piece a bit, I grab my laptop, pull it out, I open the front, grab my cable if I need it. Otherwise, I just, you know, because I have a cable at my desk, I just kind of plug it in and I just go to town, right? So yeah, one thing I would say is this handle is awesome. This is probably one of the better handles that I've had on a backpack, in the fact that just, well, it's a little heavy, but just grabbing it, it's in a good position that the bag doesn't fall all over and it's out of balance. And it's really nicely padded. And I don't know if you can even see, it's probably trying to focus on my face, but it is pretty padded and it's pretty rugged. It's sewn really well into the top of the bag. So, and this is all very heavy duty feeling, so it's not feeling like it's gonna rip off, I guess, basically. The straps themselves are pretty comfortable. I wouldn't say they're the most comfortable straps on a bag I've ever had. The North Face bag that I have that has, I think, more comfortable straps, that they're a little bigger and bulkier, which I don't, I guess, prefer. I do prefer these. They're really, you know, they're pretty thin, nicely made. They've got some little hooks and loops and things like that on there in case you want to clip stuff on or whatever. The only problem I have with the straps is sometimes when I walk, I don't know why I do this. You know, I have the strap over my shoulder, and then sometimes I put my thumb in this thing, and I'm just like, you know, walking with my stupid thumb in here. I don't know. It's just I do it. But I was pulling kind of on this, and I pulled hard enough that it popped this little slider off of this little area that it's clamped on. And I had a hell of a time getting this thing back on. I had to kind of pull this up and try to, you know, wedge it on from the top. It hasn't fallen off again because I haven't been pulling on it. So just a thing to note, like that was the only thing on the strap that I had an issue with. I don't usually use the chest strap, but I mean it does has the nice kind of stretchy chest strap, and you can kind of lock that across and pull it tight if you're using it that way. I'm kind of lazy. I always just kind of put it over one shoulder. Yeah, so anyways, so like I said, overall good bag. Hopefully this was useful. I just wanted to kind of show and talk a little bit about how I use this on a daily basis. You know, like I said, the couple complaints I mentioned at the beginning with the zippers being a little bit stiff, the fact that this thing gets scratched up is probably the biggest complaint that I have, is because the rest of the bag looks fine and there's this area here is kind of scratched up. Side handles, like I said, you know, multiple ways to grab this thing. If it's loaded down with stuff and it's heavy, that makes it pretty nice. Yeah, so like I said, overall, a very positive opinion of this bag. I'm going to continue to use it on a daily basis. I really like it. Yeah, I mean, overall, it's one of the better bags I've owned, just with the, you know, all the features and all of that. You know, the other thing that's nice sometimes is that it will kind of stand up on its own. So you can kind of just put it down and it won't tip over. Mine right now, it does tip over because I got so much stuff packed, weight here kind of on the bottom of the front that it wants to tip over. So I don't know, that's just one thing, but I always lean it up against something, the desk leg or that sort of thing. I will link to this in the description. You can get this off of Amazon. You can get it off of Nomatic's website. I think you can get it off of Amazon. Now that I say that, I don't know. I thought I saw them on Amazon, but definitely Nomatic.com. They often have even specials through the year. When I got this, I got it with a 15% off coupon that they had at the time, which made it kind of not a no-brainer, but I made it more affordable because these aren't cheap. I think they're generally in the low 200 range, and I think when I got it, maybe I got it for like, I don't even know, 100 and something, you know. But anyways, less than 200 bucks I got it for. But so I would just watch for that for sure. If you're not in a hurry to get it, they usually will have at least a couple sales a year. So yeah, definitely 2 thumbs up on my part for this bag. Again, it's not a technical spec review or measurements and all that stuff and all the different pocket dimensions. I mean, the intention is that I've had it for 6 months or so. I use it every day, and just some of the ways that I use it and some of the, again, they're minor complaints. You know, like things like the back pocket, the hidden pocket, you know, not being wide enough, but I have big hands. If you're a smaller person, you have smaller hands, that's not a problem for you really, right? But for me it is. And I know, you know, yeah, so that sort of thing. The one thing I would say also is I've been in some heavy rain with this where the backside of the bag did get wet. And it does a good job of kind of keeping things dry on the inside. The only issue I noticed is that this at one time when it was really pouring and I had an umbrella, but you know, this was kind of sticking out a little bit and it got really wet here, that a little water seeped into this cell phone pocket, and it was just a little damp, right? I mean, it wasn't like full of water, but there was a little bit of dampness on the inside that I had to just kind of leave this open and let it dry out. But that was the only thing I really noticed. The rest of the zipper seams, everything, seemed to work fine. The only thing I could think is like this was kind of, you know, it's this face is flat up and water was like on the back and just kind of sitting on that seam and kind of got in there. But long story short, I definitely would have bought this again. If I need a bag today, I probably would have bought another one. If you're debating between this and the backpack, right? So this is the, and this is the, I don't know if it's not the travel bag, it's the travel pack. I have to look up. I'll have it at the end of the video. Now, I feel like I should have reviewed this right before I did this. Yeah, there's like the backpack and the travel pack. And I think travel bag, I think the bag is the big 40-liter one. The travel pack, I think that's the smaller one. It looks like the backpack, but it's got the expandability here. On the backpack version, I think it does also have the zipper, but it only expands the bottom of the bag a little bit, maybe some inches, so you can have a wider, deeper bottom of the bag. I like this one because you can unzip it the whole way. It has the mesh interior thing, so you can put a pair of pants, you can put a shirt, a change of clothes, in there and take it on a trip or something, and not have any issues. So I hope this was helpful. If you are a fan of the channel, please, if you watch more than one of my videos, give me a thumbs up on this, possibly subscribe. Like I said, in some other videos, I'm trying to grow the channel this year. The more people that watch it, the more views I get, the more stuff I can do. Basically, this is a hobby for me. This is not my full-time job. But obviously, if I have engagement and viewership, I'm going to do more videos and do more stuff. If there's anything you want to see in the future, let me know in the comments below. This is Andrew from TS for Tech. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.